One chest. Yeah, we're seriously running out of chest space because I've got 40 iron ingots on me at the minute, which can't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking, so, oh yeah, melted this up so I could pass in some of that. Okay, so I can at least, won't be able to complete this, but I can pass in those 3 elements of it. Okay, then, cool. All right, so I was thinking, as far as storage goes, try and clean that up a little bit. What I was thinking is we could probably do something.
Well, we do have upstairs if we need to, but
Oh, we also got
space here.
stuff here, and I was thinking we could put like a little kind of divot in between. See, let me the rest of those. Okay, there we go. And then space. Okay. Like, whoops. So we can do that.
Just to stop in case. Just try and stop the. Give a bit of light level so we don't have any surprises.
Yeah.
I know what I can do.
And then so
I'm gonna move for now. I didn't realise you put the pantry up there. I know you said above.
well, I didn't want to put on the glass.
So what I can do then is I can put my cooking stuff. Can go in the pantry. Okay. Food chest is getting a little bit. Well, this isn't actually a food chest. I could do with actually maybe using that one chest behind the stove as a food chest.
And we also got storage space right there.
Yeah.
So
Might
we
be
can fit a
good place.
you can fit a double right there too for you. So what does farmers have? They got alright, because they got the different pantries for storage, which is nice, but do they have, let's see. No, such different food items. Canvas sign, okay. Canvas rug. Cutting board. Okay. That's fine.
Well, the cutting board and everything will probably come into use.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We got All right, so I'm gonna split up. How'd that happen? There we go. So I'm gonna split up the ingots from the gems and stuff,
Yeah.
like we've done in the past.
Yeah, but like I said, this is just basically a shit shack. And then obviously
Yeah.
once we move on a bit more, so yeah, so I finally got through all the Simpsons, as you know. I'm now on to American Dad.
Nice.
And then I'll go on to Family Guy.
Right.
Even though it seems I'm doing them a bit, probably in a reverse order where it should be American Dad first, Family Guy first and then American Dad,
Well, yeah, but whatever.
but I've seen quite a lot of Family Guy. I've seen more of Family Guy than I have American Dad, so
Right.
still makes me laugh how Patrick Stewart just seems to be so sort of can so easily take the piss out of himself sometimes.
Oh, I know, right?
Have I put some bloody torches away by accident? Yeah, I thought I did. I put some torches in the food chest.
Whoops. All right, so do we have like a? I mean, I know we have a couple like miscellaneous. I'm gonna make
We never.
like a mob
Yeah.
drop chest.
Something which we don't normally do.
We have. So it just depends. I usually do because I usually have something that has like mob drops and some other stuff, but we got a little bit more variety here.
Yeah.
Yeah, gunpowder. Alright, because I'm gonna do like mob and like kind of animal drops that are non-edible.
Yeah.
Alright, and you've got a... Alright, so you got a food chest over here. Is this for raw and cooked?
I was just, for now, I was just going to do it that
Yeah,
way.
looks like it. Yep, that's fine. I was just curious what I could put in here.
Things will get more organised.
Yeah, I'm just trying to clean up these outer chests a little bit, just to have a little bit more room.
A little bit more organised. I know we have like willow tree saplings as well. But I am just sort of giving us a bit more of a... I know we've got the tree farm. I'm just taking away some of the trees around the farm.
Yeah. Yeah. Just leave the one tree that's got the boreal thing connected to it.
Oh, yeah, okay. That one. Yeah, but we have a lot... For some reason we have a line of willow trees which I haven't touched. It's just the ones to the back of the farm and around the farm, not where the one that's got... I'm nowhere near the arboreal extractor. I did expand on the animal pens as well.
Oh, good. I get a little bit more room for everything.
Yeah, they got a bit more room for now. I was just getting rid of... I got rid of some of the trees and stuff at the back, so nothing could sort of surprise me. Still a couple of trees I sort of need to get rid of. If I need a bit more, if I need to make more room there, I can make more room there. That should be enough. I'll just get rid of a couple of these. Which was the mod pack that we used? Was it Sevtech that had the fast decay?
I think so. But a couple, I think. I mean, most of the ones we've done, I think, some sort of fast leaf decay. It's pretty common in a lot of packs these days. That's why I always find it disappointing when it's not there, because, I mean, it's just annoying if it's not there.
Yeah, because this one seems to have, like, quite quick decay, it seems.
Okay.
Take that off there for now. For now, I'll put the cooking pot back up there. I want to know what... What the hell's the skillet for then? Is the skillet actually used for anything? Oh, it's more campfire cooking. Is the skillet? I wonder if I can do this. Can I put... What if I do... this. And then... No, okay. Inverted white lantern.
Yeah, for some it's lit, but for some reason it doesn't like seem to emit light. Which doesn't make any sense. Like, because the mod it's from, it should. So I don't understand why it's not. It doesn't seem to like actually illuminate like the torches. So that's super weird. Because those look really nice if they would actually illuminate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. Whatever. Whatever. Good job.
Now, how do you bring? Is it carrots? Or was it apples?
Carrots.
Yeah, it's just obviously just, yeah, it's carrots. Okay, so it's three of each at the minute.
Sweet. All right. All right. So
You can make
I made up.
oh right, you can make a fish tank.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, you need a nautilus shell, a tropical fish, kelp, some sand, and then some glass panes, and you can actually make a fish tank. Damn. Methinks me might be doing that.
All right, so I need.
So is the dried kelp just for like decoration? Yeah. It's not really used in anything.
All right, get some of that burning up. Oh, hey, guess who's back? And already up in my grill.
Guess who's back and already up in your grill?
Mhm. Back around the corner.
Please tell me he's not back. Fine.
So, we probably should have checked if he had anything of value first.
Yeah. Pumpkin, mystery wood sapling, wheat seeds, bubble coral, red sand, and blue ice. God damn it. Fucking lava. Extra leads. He'll come back. He always does.
Oh, he does. He's good like that. I'm guessing you are now starting to prepare a smelter. Maybe.
Well, you're using seared brick.
Maybe.
So
Oh, yeah.
if you
For real.
have 4 of these four of these orbs, 2 emeralds, a stellarite, 2 stellarite pieces, 2 emeralds, and a rubber duck, you get an eternal stellar.
What does that do, though? That's...
The eternal stellar.
And I can't even read this magic book.
I'm guessing the Eternal Stellar, because you can get an Eternal Obsidian Skull, grants complete immunity against fire damage. Fucking hell.
That's cool. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Then if you get a Certus Quartz axe with an Eternal Stellar, you can get an indestructible axe. An indestructible cutting knife and a hoe, pickaxes. Basically, it's enchantment shit, but to the point that it makes a sword indestructible. So,
I need a whole bunch of that. Damn it.
yeah, you can make like indestructible armor as well.
Right.
And so, yeah. But me likes the sound of the fire damage.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
All you need is is an obsidian skull. You need a skeleton skull, 4 obsidian ingots, and 4 pieces of normal obsidian to make the obsidian skull. Then you you bind it with this petrified orb. Well, the eternal, the eternal stellar, to then give you the eternal obsidian skull, which grants you complete immunity against fire damage. Damn. Guess that'll be something we might look into at some point.
Yep.
But it's figuring out how to get more of them bloody spheres. Because
Yeah,
I'm guessing...
immunity to fire damage sounds really exciting.
Because I'm guessing... Yeah. You need XP, Expetrified Ore, which is from Y level 1 to 30. And then you need to put that ore through the crushing wheels to get the the orbs, but there's a 25% chance that you could get that orb, and a 50% chance you can get the bloody cobblestone.
Fine.
So yeah.
Yeah, RNG is my favorite thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought I'd clear out all this land. Because there used to be shit on trees here, so... And I just left these trees alone because you said it was the one with the arboreal tree. I think you must have planted them there, did you?
Well, yeah, I originally planted them here for us to chop down if we needed logs.
Hmm. Before the tree farm.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, obviously, we no longer need to do that.
Okay, there's only redstone just in there. Some iron nuggets and some, well, iron nuggets and zinc, which will get us one. Maybe I need to go back into the mine. Bloody hell. There we go. Don't worry about if you're working out there, I'm sleeping. There we go. Okay. I don't remember what I was doing. Doing something down here. I think I was just carrying on with the strip mine.
See, what level is copper on? Copper ore. This is...
Done that one, done that
Oh,
one.
okay. So that's why. Copper is actually much higher up. That's why we
haven't found it.
we haven't come across much. It's basically 40 and up.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's that explains why we haven't seen much of it.
Maybe we need to do some...
Yeah, we need a shallow mine.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Something's gone wrong.
I made the wrong thing. Because I had already made a thing, and I made another thing that I didn't need. Okay.
Did you say you wanted some cinnabar that wasn't...
Yeah, there's a quest. Look at the quests. You can submit a piece.
We have all the plentiful mineral collection as well.
So, because, yeah, it's the mineral collection. Just needs one cinnabar.
There you go.
There we go. Cool.
And then the plentiful mineral, we should have all that.
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah,
But we couldn't do it until we did that first thing.
Yeah, I just found the cinnabar, that was all.
So that's that.
Some more lead. And some more iron. And some Loomis oil as well.
There's sapphire.
Loomis.
Ruby.
Or, I mean...
That's 45 smackers for that second one.
Nice.
And alright, yeah, we're doing pretty good. We got yeah, we got over 2 stacks of silver coins now.
It's not bad.
So that's sweet. That'll allow us to invest some of those into making more coins. So, because what is it? It's the market? Yeah, it gives you options to spend your money on a variety of fun and useful items. No, that's cool, but no.
Trade station?
So... Oh no! It is a bulletin board. That's what I was actually looking for. There's some professions you can choose. So you can choose a profession, which will give you like a profession trading card. So we got farmer, carpenter, miner, hunter, chef, fisherman, mason, and blacksmith. So you can sell crops, flowers, honey, and more with the farming permit. That one might be good for you.
What about the chef one?
So I mean, either one of those would be would be good for you. So let's see, blacksmith selling tools and armor. I was gonna say for us to each pick one, but to be honest with you, we might be just better off picking farmer and chef, and just that can basically be your focus, is just feeding that machine.
Yeah.
So, because that would give us the so. No. So what is that machine? The trade station. So what do we need to make the trade station? That's the real thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need so yeah, that's neither here nor there now, because we need the brass, the precision mechanisms.
Yeah, well that's why I was thinking, you know,
later. Before we can do that. So yeah, so I mean,
that could be a later date thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'll have to be, because we don't have that stuff right now, but
that's a fair chunk of iron. Did you say you needed non-processed stuff as well for something?
Well, that's the quest. If you look at the quest book, there's the ore collection on the right. So you need the iron ore, copper ore, zinc ore, nickel ore, lead ore, and gold ore. Gold ore.
Okay, so I've managed to do the lead and iron. I'm still obviously mining, so I'm looking for other stuff. did the iron and lead. Tell you what, this pickaxe makes it a lot quicker to get stuff done down here. A lot faster.
Oh yeah. So, let's see. Actually, do we level up these? No, it doesn't seem we do, actually. I thought there was leveling stuff, but we don't.
Which is a kind of a shame.
Yeah, I do like the leveling mechanic. I know some people don't seem to like the leveling mechanic, but I don't know. I like it.
Well, what was it? Yeah, because wasn't it in
Yeah, I was in
Sevtech?
Sevtech. Yeah,
Wasn't it in was it in Enigmatica as well?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to enjoy the leveling of the.
Yeah, for me, I always feel like it's a bit of a like 50-50 on whether or not that's going to be available or not.
Yeah. What was that? I just picked up some more iron. Would it have been worth... Would have been worth me adding... lapis to my pickaxe. What did lapis do? Was lapis luck?
Yeah, I don't know how that works, to be honest with you. Because it drops the because it does drop an item, not the ore block, but I don't know if that's part of the loot pool or not. Because that seems pretty consistent, so I don't know if that would be affected by luck. It's always weird. It depends on how it's coded, whether or not it is actually affected by luck or not.
Fair enough. Oh, right, okay, so that is something we could look at some point if you ever got Core Keeper.
Yeah, there is the co-op, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did think of that myself when I was looking at Core Keeper before. I was like, could be something you and I could get into if it's any good.
Yeah, like I said, it is good, it's just getting used to it.
Oh, sure.
It's very... The only thing that really bugs me... Well, it's not so much bugs me, but... Do you remember Stardew Valley and the cursor on the floor? When you could have that option?
No.
If
I
you...
don't recall that offhand.
Yeah, there was a thing on Stardew Valley, there was an option where you could display the cursor of where you were gonna, either your tool was gonna hit or
Yeah, I don't remember that offhand.
well, there is something like that, obviously in Core Keeper, and sometimes it's just it can be a little off-putting with your movement. So obviously, if you move and you click it to do something, sometimes it's can be a little bit off, but whether that gets addressed or not, I don't know. Probably will do. That's just that's just a thing that's griping me at the moment with it, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, it just came out, so I'm sure they'll
sort that.
get some stuff sorted on that.
Yeah. Hunt and gather.
Yeah, I made knife.
Oh, right, okay.
Now, let's see. Does this have... Yep, it's anything. Smooth.
Grasping at straws.
Yeah, we need straw. First off, and one of the ways of getting straw, the easy way, because I was watching a Let's Play and the dude didn't know about it. He was doing it a really complicated way. So, because you can get straw from, if you grow rice,
Yeah.
you can run it through the millstone to get, the rice panicle down to rice, and there's a chance you'll also get straw out of that process.
Oh, right, okay.
Or you can just make a knife and hack away at grass, and every time you hit grass, there's a chance it'll drop straw, and it's way faster to just, madman style whack a whole bunch of grass with a knife than
putting the rice through.
Right. As well as think about the standpoint of like actually growing said rice, I mean, I realize we're already growing it or whatever, but it's like if you weren't growing it and you starting from square one, it's like, no, just make a knife. Yeah. The knife takes a stick and a piece of flint. Like even from the beginning of the game, it's got to be faster to go hunt down gravel and find flint.
Yeah.
than to try and find rice and then grow it.
Yeah. I think, well, some of the flint we've got, it's come from gravel.
Yeah, it all has. As far as I know.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm good there. And, yeah. Now, why did I want this? Oh, right. Strainer. How quickly I forget. Yeah, okay. And I want that stuff, so we'll make 8 of that.
I keep forgetting, don't do that.
We'll just dump that stuff over there so it despawns.
Oh. Like that. Don't need all that.
Alright, so that plus this plus this makes that. Okay, smeltery controller.
Nice.
I got a little scared because I forgot it's a non-standard recipe.
Yeah.
And it needs rubber, but thankfully that I already had that arboreal extractor running for a while, so it had built up some resin that I could run through. Because I needed like 16 rubber to make that. Yeah, because you have to cover the kinetic mechanisms in rubber. So for each kinetic mechanism plus 2 rubber makes some sort of like water sealed mechanism or whatever.
Yeah.
I need 8 of those. Okay, so strainer and strainer base. Oh, I need more of that shit. More of that shit.
What do you need more of?
Everything. Okay, so do I have? No, then I'm out of. Am I out? Am I out? Shit, I think I'm out.
Of
Um, the andesite alloy.
uh,
I got a little bit of materials to make some more up, but but I need to make this strainer so I can be able to make more of it. But I think I got enough to do what I need to do at the moment. All right, so just a little bit of kelp. Need a little kelp for my friends. Okay, then kelp plus clay balls makes algal blend, and then algal blend plus andesite bricks.
how are we doing on the clay front?
No, we're not.
Oh,
Wait. Oh wait, no, I gotta smelt this first. I gotta smelt this up. Then I combine it. Yeah, that's part of why I'm trying to get the strainer going.
I was gonna say.
So, I mean, push comes to shove, we got plenty of water around us to go hunting for more clay. But,
Yeah.
but in the long run, we won't be automating that.
Christ, I'm doing well finding iron down here.
Oh, that's good. I'm actually doing startlingly well on iron at the moment. We got almost 4 stacks of iron.
Well, I've got 39 crushed on me at the minute.
So the real thing that we're struggling on, ore-wise, is the copper. We're gonna need more of that moving forward.
Yeah.
So, guys need copper for pipes, for fluids. So that plus, yeah, and then
And you said the copper was up a higher Y level.
yeah, it's
30.
Y level 40 and up.
40, not 30. Christ, more iron. Well, we can never have too much iron.
That's always been my thinking. I mean, on some of the mod packs where I've dealt with like high automation, had digital storage and shit, I've had like, you know, like upwards of over 10,000 iron ingots, and been like, yeah, I could have more.
I know we in the past we've had a fair bit of. I think we have had a fair chunk of iron.
Yeah, because like Omni Factory gets that way. Like Omni Factory, you get to a point where you've got like a lot of stuff, but you need a lot of stuff is the crazy thing. You know, like you're dealing with like thousands of ingots of different things. You know, but at the same time, it's like you really need it.
Oh my god, really? I've just
What?
got a steel column head of some randomonium ore.
You got a what?
Steel column head. It's part of XK's deco.
Okay.
That come out of some randomonium.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean you can get just anything. Like it is random. Like it's a complete random loot roll. Like out of JEI, like as far as I know. So you can pretty much get like anything. Okay, strainer base. I got a strainer base.
Have
Isn't
you
that
got?
exciting?
Yeah. Have you got?
Okay, now I just need to make a.
So it'll be the netting now, won't it?
Yeah, I just need to make the strainer. which is what I needed that straw for. Let's see. Okay, that's done. Done, 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 done. All right, now
Cinnabar.
so we can put that in place, and then I just need water. Bucket. Dear Lord, where can I get water from? Oh, really? You just...
Plenty
You're gonna be
around
that...
you.
Shit, you're gonna... That be... weird? Telling me like that? The hell? Okay. Note to self, do not take water from the, kelp farm. At least not where I did it, anyway.
So you took water out of the kelp farm, which is probably then disrupted
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
flow
now have
level.
like a weird... Yeah, I now have like a weird, like... empty spot of water. For reasons. And it's away from like a, like away from the edge. And even if I try and put water in the edge, it doesn't fill for some reason. So that's annoying and weird. Okay. Alright, so what can I do? Get dirt too, huh? So that's frustrating. Can't really do anything with that. Yeah. Dirt cobblestone. Okay. Hmm. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, that's because... That's right. I forgot about that. That's...
Sorry.
Okay, that's fascinating. That's good to know.
Mm.
Yeah, I saw that in a, Let's Play, and I forgot about it, and just happened to me. I was wondering, the strainer base had, dirt in it. Now, I thought that was generated by the strainer. And I was like, well, shit, how am I going to process that? Because I wasn't expecting dirt coming out of that, just sand.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit. And then I double checked the strainer again to see what it produces, and lo and behold, it said, I don't produce dirt. And I was like, where'd the dirt come from? And I was like, oh, right. I broke the block next to it and poured the water in. The strainer base functions as a hopper.
Yeah, so you basically pick.
So, like, anything that flows, if an item flows on top of it, it'll automatically collect it and put it into its inventory.
Yeah.
So it actually acts as like a little flow hopper, which is actually that can be utilized if you want to and know how you might want to use that.
Mm.
So that's cool. That's cool. All right. So stopping the kelp farm. And what?
What?
Okay, fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. So I stopped the kelp farm to get rid of that weird, like, missing water block.
Yeah.
And when I turned the kelp farm off, apparently it just fixed itself. So when I came back up to the surface, it was just fixed.
Oh, right, okay.
All right. So I turned the kelp farm back on. It's still fixed. So whatever. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. So we get sand and clay balls from the strainer.
Nice.
And the way that works is the sand can be turned into clay. So what we want to do is we want the output from the strainer. We want to take that and we want to wash it. So we want to put that through a washer. And so in the same way that we wash the dust.
Yeah.
we want to wash our sand and turn it into clay. That's
Okay.
the goal of that. Now, and then um, the end result of that for automation is what we want to be doing is we actually want to be making algal blend. So we want to take the clay ball and our kelp, put it into a mixer to get algal blend.
Yeah.
The algal blend we then want to smelt, which we can use like bulk blasting later down the road, potentially a redstone furnace when we have power. And we get the algal brick.
Mm-hmm.
Then the algal brick plus the andesite cobble gives us our andesite alloy. So what we want to be doing is the end result of kind of the algae farm is to make the algal brick. Then we want to combine that algal brick with the because we mix an algal brick plus andesite in another mixer. So the andesite cobblestone that we'd be grabbing from bedrock, we want to kind of bring that up to meet the algal brick and put both those ingredients into a mixer to get our andesite alloy, which then goes to that final assembly line for making the kinetic mechanisms.
Yeah.
That's one of the ingredients there. So so I suppose the goal here is I'd like to create something relatively compact for doing all that to make the brick. So I'll figure that out. But I think that'll. I'm just kind of talking out loud here to kind of get a general gist of what my plan is.
Yeah.
So the older I get, the more I need to talk out loud.
I still need to still have to find some zinc at some point, and we need to sort of try and do a mine where it's up on like level 40 or whatever, 30, 40 and above, just for
Yeah, I'm looking into that now. I'm just cleaning up my inventory a little bit, and then I'm gonna look into such a mine.
yeah, that's a thing I got. That thing. What's there?
Alright, hold on. Nice. It's a nice piece.
Yeah.
Shame we don't have any of the other pieces to go with it, but you know. So it goes.
Flint, coal, glowstone dust, andesite, balance the grid. I did manage to find an emerald while I was down there. Just
Nice.
one lonely emerald. crystal. Got a stack of them now. So do you want all the like material I picked up just to go through the wash and stuff?
Yeah, if there's nothing else you can put into that quest. So, because, yeah, so you didn't get any zinc or
Not yet.
copper? Okay.
We had a group of pillagers just coming through as well. That's why I was panicking. It's a case of put everything in there and then get back up. Oh, are you up on this level? Okay.
Yep.
So what you mean you do it completely differently? Do you not use torches?
Yeah, I do. It's just, I was counting. I dig,
Fair enough.
I dig a bit and then kind of go backwards and add in some torches. So, of course, I should get in the habit of putting torches in my offhand instead.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, found some copper and some zinc.
That was quick. He spends a few minutes down the mine and he already finds it very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I spend ages down a mine and can never find stuff.
Well, luck of the draw, and the RNG gods tend to like me.
See, and the way you do your torches is you put your torches on the floor, whereas I tend to do them on the wall, don't I?
Yep.
Guess that was a lot of zinc up there, was it?
Yep. Sure was. All the zinc in the world.
Where are you? Oh, you're still there. Lord Diorite.
Yep.
But I think this time though, we've seemed to have been able to do things faster.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we both have kind of a better idea of what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I think we've hit a better area this time. Like I know we got slowed down because I was doing a mine, and the mine was kind of broken into a cave that was full of monsters last time, so it made it challenging to, you know, to deal with that. And so there's like a bunch of resources, but we couldn't quite like get to them.
Yeah. But then, like I say, this time we've obviously got it's been quicker because, like you say, we've got a better idea of what's what.
Yeah.
And plus, obviously, between like episodes, I've been doing a lot of like I've just been mining, haven't I? I've been coming on between and mining and getting resources.
Yeah, and that certainly helps too.
Oh shit!
What?
I've just hit a block and a silverfish has just come out. Little bastards. Die, you little bastard. Oh shit. And another one. Is that it? Don't even know what block I hit to... let that silverfish out.
Oh.
What?
I got a pillager on me here.
Oh, you're outside?
Yeah, I was coming up to...
I know there was dudes with a banner.
Oh, guys, I'm just trying to,
Work.
you know, just trying to work here, man. Alright. Well, I got a crossbow for my troubles.
Nice. What's that game? There was a game I was gonna see if you'd heard of that looked interesting. You seen anything on Planet Crafter?
No, I'm on the fence. I've heard good things about it, I guess, sort of. But I remember seeing it's been around for a bit. I guess there was before release there was like pre-release keys or something, I guess. But I remember seeing some videos of that before it was available on Steam.
Yeah.
And I wasn't overly impressed by what I saw, and I'm still not overly impressed with what I see. But it's done really well for itself, and it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam.
Hmm.
So there's something to it. I just don't. The concept of it's interesting, but then because well, one thing that threw me off, I guess, was I was watching a video early on this, and I don't know if they've changed it. But you're because the core principle, of course, is like terraforming. You're kind of
Creating the planet.
you
Creating
know
habitable.
yeah. So I mean, the end result is building your own habitat and building sustainability and stuff like that. But then also terraforming to turn this like barren landscape into grassy fields and all that fun stuff, which sounds great. I like the concept of that. That's cool. But one of the things that threw me off was, the art was okay, but felt a little bit mishmash. But also just like the resource gathering felt really weird because there was just like ore rocks just kind of thrown all over the place. Like it seemed like everything, like it almost just felt like the ore was literally just trash everywhere on the ground. Like it didn't look like ore deposits. It didn't look like oh, I have to go here to get iron, or I need to dig down, or I need to do this, or like it just felt very haphazard. Like the the resources were just kind of scattered randomly everywhere. What you needed, and you just kind of walked around and picture it up. And so, which I don't know, that to me just felt weird. But clearly there's something to it. I mean, it's got over 1,200 reviews, 95% positive. Like let's see, what's the negative on Steam? So one of them, I can't recommend this game right now. I know in the future with a year or so of updates, the game will be in a more playable state. You can expect a really neat experience for the first few hours, but the mid-game grind, lack of vehicles, transportation, lack of anything going on, this game failed to grab my attention. I'll check back in a year or so and revisit this title. So, okay, again, even the negative wasn't technically bad, like that, like falls under the, this seems to have potential category, but I'm not gonna give it a thumbs up right now. Yeah, because it was Raptor who was covering a lot of this.
Well, I know somebody else covered it as well.
Yeah, but especially beforehand, I saw Raptor covering some of this. If you were thinking about buying this game because you watched streams from Raptor, I don't think that'll be a wise decision. The core game loop is watching counters, oxygen, heat, pressure, and biomass with a global terraforming index of terraformation called GTI for keeping the overall process. Until it reaches a certain value, terraforming complete, and end of game. Core game loop is running around the map, gathering resources, building infrastructure, which lets the counters run faster. The more you want the counters to tick faster, the more you run around. To create some difficulty, you have 3 slow your progress down counters: oxygen, water, and food. These counters decrease blah 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 blah. So, yeah, whatever. I don't know. There is the free prologue. So there is that. I have debated on downloading the prologue, which I find it hilarious these days that no, they don't make demos anymore. Demos didn't make a comeback. No, no, no. They're called prologues now.
But it's still effectively a fucking demo.
It's still a fucking demo. I don't know why prologue. I don't know who started the whole prologue thing, but I kind of want to take them out back and shoot them.
Yeah, because it's not. It's a demo. Effectively.
Well, and this is okay. This is super confusing. I just looked up on Steam, Planet Crafter. There's the Planet Crafter prologue and the Planet Crafter demo.
That was the same with moon farming as well. They had the demo, but they also had the prologue.
Right.
And the demo was a lot. the demo was completely different because it was a lower state.
Hmm.
You know, it was a lot earlier on, whereas the prologue was completely different. It was a different build. It was a separate build,
Yeah.
which is like, well, I get why you're putting the demo out, but maybe remove the demo to stop confusion and then people absolutely bombing your game.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that way.
I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I used to like watching Raptor, especially when he did his farming sim stuff. I don't want to talk bad about the guy, but he seems to hype the game up way too much, and then people go and buy it. I know he wants to get the sales for the developer. I know he has done Mercury Fallen.
Yeah, and Raptor was monumentally helpful
Mm.
for promoting Mercury Fallen. I mean, that
Well, yeah.
certainly one of the best promotions I've had out of the people that have overall checked out the game. And part of that is just he's got a bigger
Well, he's got a big audience.
he's got a big audience, and he seems to have a decent community as well. So, 'cause, I mean, big audience does not always necessarily equate to
No.
better, but in this case, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I used to enjoy watching his stuff. Sometimes I've seen him do like reviews on, like you say, the Planet Crafter and stuff. I used to watch his Gold Rush stuff. Well, yeah, don't get me wrong with the Gold Rush because I enjoyed that game, but that was me because I like Gold Rush. But yeah, sometimes it feels to me like he gives false impressions. Sometimes he never seems to talk negative about it, and that kind of pisses me off. Because it's like, come on,
Right.
I want, if I want to buy the game, I want honest feedback about the game.
Right.
I don't want all positivity about it. I want to know if there is any flaws.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what he seems to do. He seems to just give it so much praise, and it's like, that's false in a way. I know, like I say, he's done good for you, but that's what just pisses me off about me. I can't watch some of his stuff now because it's like, yeah, you're bigging the game up, so you're helping the developer out, but you're also leading people into a slight false sense of thingy with the game because you're not telling people that, yeah, you're telling that it's early access or and stuff like that, but you're not giving your bad points. It's like you don't want to talk down about the game because if the developer actually sees it, then it's like, yeah, they may think that you're bad-mouthing them in a way.
Sure.
But I just wish he would be honest, and that's one of the things that now severely put me off watching any of his stuff.
Yeah.
Because he was...
right. And the thing is he may not well be dishonest. I mean, he could, just enjoy stuff and is just, focusing on that stuff without really doing a review per se, but like, yeah, it's fun. But I get it. If I'm looking for an honest, or not, well, let's not use the word honest. If I'm looking for a more serious, like, pros and cons review of the game on whether or not I'm going to buy said game, then I usually want to know, like, what's the good, what's the bad.
Yeah.
Because, and then that's kind of just up to me in how I want to deal with that, because to me it's like, somebody might be like, well, I don't like XYZ, and for me that's not a problem, like, I don't care, or maybe it is, but it's like, either way, like, yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah. And that's just, like I said, that's the thing he never seems to point out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I watch... I don't remember his name properly. I know his real name, but I can't remember it. Occasionally, I'll watch, like, you've heard me and David talk about Squirrel.
Yeah.
Well, I watch Paul quite a lot, but I also watch SimUK as well. Now SimUK has done a little bit for me, so it'd be nice for people do go check SimUK out, because he does a lot of reviews, and he basically tells it how it is. Whether
Right.
you know, he's honest, and it's like it's his opinions, yes, but at least he's honest about it.
Yeah.
You know, and he does spend a lot of time, like, when he does his gameplay, he will then, if there is anything that he considers like a game-breaking bug, he will then go back to the developers and say, look, I found this bug, it's a game breaker, you know, this is what I did. He sort of works with them a little bit, just to sort of rectify it. He's quite good that way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few games that I've wishlisted because of his reviews and his opinions, and then like I say, I've had the chance to check out Moon Farming. That is a game I'm going to get when it releases.
Yeah.
If I don't get a key, because I put in a request for a key. But yeah, that's what I like. I like people that just are quite honest about games. I mean, do you know who got me onto a MF?
No.
Biffa.
Oh, really?
That was the first place I saw Mercury Fallen, because I used to watch a lot of Biffa's stuff as well.
Right.
And then I went across to itch.io, got it on itch, bought it there.
Right.
And that was how I came across Mercury Fallen.
Nice. And you also bought yourself a friend.
Oh, a good one at that.
Yeah. Likewise.
I mean, it seems weird. I mean, the itch days. Just going back, like looking through some of the older videos, it's like the game has come on a hell of a lot. And
oh yeah. Yep. Well, it's like I recently had a kernel failure. Check out the game.
Never heard of him.
Which was good for me. He's got a smaller but good audience. So that was a little bit of an uptick for me. And it was interesting looking at his YouTube comments. There was people commenting in his YouTube comments saying like, "Oh yeah, I played this game before. Like, wow, this has really come a long way. Like, I played this like a year ago, and like, this looks like totally different from like how it was like a year ago, and this looks really good. Blah blah blah." So that was good. So that's always good to hear, because I mean, I also get plenty of people whining about shit. So
kind of know the feeling.
Yeah.
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 No,
you deal with David all the time. You know about whining.
Oh. Well, I deal with David and Alan, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't speak to Alan. I have not met Alan, but.
Oh yeah, no, David. Yeah, definitely David.
I think you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, if he doesn't watch this video, which there's a slim chance he might not, he'll never know this has been said. Unless somebody comments on it.
Right.
But yeah, no. I mean, I've known David for years as well. But your sense of humour when you two get together, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
You're just so alike.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, it is good. Yeah, he and I obviously play off each other a lot. So
yeah. There's been no news on Raft either. No news on that. which is rather annoying, but
Yeah.
it'll be nice to get back into that eventually.
Yeah, it will be.
So what we're gonna do? What we're gonna do? We're actually gonna wait till 1.0 for Satisfactory to go back into that then.
I don't know, up in the air. I mean, we'll see where this brings us. And if we at some point run out of steam on this and we're looking for something else and we don't feel that we can really find it, well, I guess we can look, always look at Satisfactory as an option.
Well, we do have Scrap Mechanic.
That's true. Yeah, we got that to check out as well.
That's still installed, so.
Yeah, and for me, like I mentioned before, it makes all the difference that there's actually like survival mode with Scrap Mechanic, because otherwise I just I don't know. I'm not good with
Creative.
the kind of box full of Legos kind of gameplay.
Well, what are you talking about? You're playing with Lego blocks right now.
Yeah, but there's like a purpose. Like I have to like survive. You know what I mean? Like I mean like the literal like somebody's got a box of Legos, no instructions. Bam, here you go, play with it. You can build anything you want. Go nuts.
Yeah.
And it's like, me. Like to me, I need objective. I need to be given some motivation to do stuff.
Yes.
And that wasn't always the case. It's like, I mean, when I was a kid, I mean, I did play with like the box of Legos, literally, and but these days, no. And I suppose it's because I got plenty of open-ended structure from my day job, being an indie game developer.
Yeah.
So like from a gameplay standpoint, like it's like give me something more structured to like focus on, instead of just kind of coming up with my own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't have anything against that, like objectively, but like subjectively for me, it just I want some sort of task list, because I like being able to check stuff off and be like, oh yeah, cool, I did that thing. Like I want the pat on the head. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. So it's a bit like the games like Space Engineers or Stormworks and stuff like that. Is not your type of thing because it's like full on
Right.
sandbox.
Yeah, I mean, it's like full on sandbox. I mean, yeah, not always my type of thing. And that's why I can't really play like vanilla Minecraft anymore, too, because like vanilla Minecraft is just also just too nebulous. There's like no direction to it. It's like it is survival, but the game isn't really directing you in any particular way.
No.
So, but I don't know. I mean, again, it depends on the game, but to me, video games is these days is a lot like chewing bubblegum. It like loses flavor. Like it, and I've always kind of been that way as far as like needing something new. And we've talked before. Like I don't know how people do the whole like sinking like 2,000 hours into XY game. Because I don't have that kind of interest level for that long in doing the same game for that long.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I might, once the expansion actually does come out for Factorio, I might look at going back into that.
Yeah, and for me, that would be hard to get back into as well because I sunk so much time into it. That it's mostly the same. So it's
I'm not
gonna largely kind of feel the same. But again, like, there's like Minecraft to me is like the weird, odd exception to that rule. And part of that, of course, the main reason for that, of course, is the mod packs. Because it adds new rules, new objectives, new stuff. But there's still a lot of stuff here that still kind of checks that old box of this is kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, and yet I go back to Minecraft again and again and again and
yeah.
again and again. You know, and it's just I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, I am tempted. I'm not tempted to drag David into it. But I'm sort of tempted to drag you at some point into Rustic Waters 2, because it's a little bit different.
Right.
Because it's an underwater one, so it's completely different.
Sure. Yeah, and something like that. I mean, yeah, because when you were talking about it, it did sound interesting.
Yeah, it's a completely, like I said, which one's going through it? I'm following a guy that is going through it. I can't remember which one it is. Is it my? Don't think it's my. It's not Mischief of Mice. He's not going through it. Oh no, he is as well. Yeah. You can either watch Mischief of Mice if you've heard of him. I think you put
Oh
me
yeah,
onto him.
and yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Or there's, I think, gaming. Did Gaming on Caffeine go through it? Might have been Mischief of Mice I watched. Somebody else is going through it as well.
Yeah. Does it have like a general quest book to it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, both Rustic Waters and Rustic Waters 2 do. I mean, it depends if you want to go for Rustic Waters first, but I don't think there's... I think Rustic Waters 2 is just...
Usually with the mod packs, there's usually not much point to going through the first ones. Usually not like there's any like story to catch up on or anything.
You still in the mine?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, I just wonder where you were.
I got
Quite a lot of copper, probably.
60. I got a stack plus 19 of
Nice.
crushed copper ore. A little bit of iron and some other stuff.
And you've been sort of spelunking as well, I guess.
Well, sort of. I mean, I've mostly just been focusing on the main branch mine, but...
Oh, there you are.
See, where was, is this where? Yep, okay. Just got a big hole I gotta fill in here.
But... Yeah, no, I mean, there is other mod packs, you know, I know we talked about, like, the likes of Stone Block and...
Yeah.
I mean, Stone Block, dragging David through Stone Block could be one.
Yeah.
But anything like that, if there is anything that needs server setup, so it'll be, because if I'm hosting, then I'll just need a little bit of assistance just to make sure that everything's correct.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't mind. See, Minecraft, like modded Minecraft, is a game I'll go back to. Like you, I'm like you. I will go back to it. I'll burn. We'll get burnt out on it, but then.
Yeah. Right, and it's like, yeah, even Minecraft, like, I'll get burnt out on it, but it's like, I will inevitably go back to it. Whereas, and when I go back to it, I'll sink a bunch of more time into it. Like, there's been a lot of other games that I've tried to go back to and play that so often I'll get into and maybe only play like a few hours, and then I'm just like, I don't have the motivation to play it again.
Yeah.
So, but I've been trying to finish up Horizon Zero Dawn, and because I'm going through the DLC stuff, I didn't quite finish up the
Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen Wilds.
Yeah.
I didn't quite finish up the main storyline yet. I was like, well, before I finish the main storyline, let's do the Frozen Wilds. And yeah, so And I don't know. I mean, I got through a bunch of that, but I am kind of getting at a burned out point again with that game. Um, and just because I kind of want to do like all the things in terms of like I want to oh, some stuff.
Is that all the stuff I brought back? Or some of the stuff I brought back?
Yeah, well, because I did a drop off before, you did a drop off before, so we got a whole bunch more iron. So
This barrel will be soon fullish. On the kelp.
yeah. So, which I don't think this will. I mean, we'll have to keep an eye on it, but I think this will basically just kind of, it'll backlog the chest there, and then I think it'll just stop picking it up, I think.
Yeah.
So, and there's more fish in there that are just kind of getting pushed around.
Which I might next time or whatever make a fishing rod and
Yeah.
get some fish.
Well, I could just go down there and whack them too. I mean.
Oh yeah, there is that. There is that.
All right. Let's see how much iron all these ingots turn into, and then I gotta get going.
But anyways, guys and girls, we're gonna end this one here. So
That was nearly a stack.
Christ.
There's 62 iron ingots from all those nuggets.
That's quite a bit.
Jeeps.
So yeah.
Okay.
Gonna end this one here. So thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Don't forget you follow us on Twitch. All links are in the description. And we shall see you next time. So until then.
Later.
Goodbye for now.